The circulatory system works to transport oxygen and nutrients to cells in your body, while removing waste products such as carbon dioxide at the same time. Hemoglobin, which is the protein present in red blood cells, serves as the main transporter, much like a school bus, with oxygen and carbon dioxide being able to hop on or hop off at the correct destinations. This system is actually a double circulatory system, made of two circuits, the pulmonary circuit and the systemic circuit. In the pulmonary circuit, deoxygenated blood is pumped from your heart to your lungs to become oxygenated. In the systemic circuit, this oxygenated blood that is returned to the heart is pumped to the rest of your body. Unlike other muscles in your body, your heart never tires and works very hard to ensure that blood reaches all parts from your head to your toes. Blood is pumped away through the aorta and then through the arteries. Arteries have very thick muscular walls, so to withstand the pressure of very fast-flowing blood. These arteries branch into smaller arterioles, which then branch into smaller capillaries that surround all cells. The movement of blood slows down significantly at the capillaries for two reasons. The capillaries are much smaller, and slower movement allows for gas exchange. Here, oxygen is offloaded onto cells, so blood becomes deoxygenated and carbon dioxide and other waste products are picked up. Deoxygenated blood then travels away from the capillaries into the venules and then into the veins. Unlike arteries, veins have much thinner walls and valves that prevent deoxygenated blood from flowing backwards. This deoxygenated blood doesn't travel straight to the lungs to become oxygenated. It must first travel to the heart so it can be pumped into the lungs, ready for another round.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Comment below if you have any questions. Why not check out our FuseSchool app as well? Until next time.
The heart, a universally recognized symbol of love, kindness, and compassion. The heart is one of the hardest working organs in your body. After all, it is responsible for pumping blood throughout a vast array of blood vessels spanning 100,000 kilometers in total. All those vessels laid end to end will encircle the Earth 2.5 times, all to be done in a heartbeat. This powerful muscular organ, approximately the size of a fist, is usually drawn symmetrically like this. In reality, your heart is asymmetrical, with the left side being more muscular than the right, for reasons that we will explore later on. The heart is located in the middle of your chest, but with a slight tilt to the left because of the bigger left side. In an anatomically correct model of the human heart, the vertical septum separates the right side and the left side. Because we are looking at the heart from the front, the left side is here and the right side is here. The right side is separated into the right atrium and the right ventricle by the tricuspid valve. The left side is also separated into the left atrium and the left ventricle by the bicuspid valve. We call each section, so the atriums and the ventricles, a chamber. The blood doesn't stay long in the chambers. Deoxygenated blood returning to your heart never stays there longer than half a beat. It is pumped into your lungs to become oxygenated again. The right atrium is connected to two large veins, the superior vena cava for deoxygenated blood coming from the upper parts of your body, and the inferior vena cava for deoxygenated blood from lower parts of your body. The right ventricle is directly connected to your lungs by the pulmonary artery, with the pulmonary valve acting as a floodgate. Your left atrium is also directly connected to your lungs, but by pulmonary veins. The left ventricle is connected to the largest artery in your body, the aorta, separated by the aortic valve. The aorta is massive. It branches out from the heart and even extends to the kidneys and bladder. Because the left side pumps out into the aorta, it has to be more muscular. It is responsible for pumping oxygenated blood throughout your whole body. The left lobe of your lung is also smaller to make room for the larger left side of the heart. Isn't it a wonder how well all the organs in your body get along? Our hearts are made of 3 incredible layers of muscle. The insides of the chambers and the valves are covered by a thin, smooth, muscular wall called the endocardium. The bulk of your heart muscle is made of a much thicker myocardium. All this is covered by the pericardium, which serves to protect the overall muscular structure that is your heart. So next time someone speaks of a melting or broken heart, be sure to remind them of the hardy structure of the strong muscular organ, the 4 chambers and the various valves that control and regulate blood flow. Can you remember the different parts of the heart? Go on, give it a go. Pause the video and try to match up the labels to the parts of the heart. Did you get it right? To learn more about how the heart works, watch this video.
Please like and share our videos with your friends. If you have any questions that you want help with, just comment below.
Do you remember tripping over as a kid and cutting your knee, and then magically the bleeding suddenly stops? Or have you ever wondered why this happens? Our body is very clever and produces substances to seal off the open wound. In this video, we are going to look at how and why blood clots. Clotting prevents us from bleeding to death, and also protects us from nasty disease-causing organisms called pathogens entering our body. When we injure ourselves, we can damage the blood vessels just below our skin. This can cause blood to either leak into our tissue and form a bruise, or if the skin is broken, to openly bleed. To prevent these horrible things happening, blood clotting occurs. So let's have a look at how this happens. Starting with platelets. These are tiny cell fragments that float around in our blood. When a blood vessel is damaged, collagen is exposed. This collagen exposure attracts platelets to the injured area. The platelets then stick together to form a plug. They've quickly built a barrier that stops us from losing too much blood. However, this platelet plug isn't that strong, so it needs to be made stronger. A protein called fibrin does exactly that. In our blood, there are soluble fibrinogen proteins. At a wound, these soluble fibrinogen proteins are exposed to outside chemicals that aren't normally found in blood vessels. Like with the collagen and platelets, this exposure causes the fibrinogen proteins to turn into sticky fibrin fibers. The fibrin fibers form a mesh, holding all the platelets together and making a much stronger clot. More platelets, red blood cells and other components in our blood all get stuck to the mesh, making it even stronger. This clot stops more blood escaping the body and also prevents nasty pathogens entering our body from the outside. The clot develops into a scab, which protects the wound as it heals, and new layers of skin form underneath. So really, all a scab is just platelets trapped in the fibrin mesh. It is like putting a plug in a sink. When the new skin is fully formed, the scab will fall off, revealing the lovely brand new skin underneath. A final thing to note, remember that I said the exposure to the collagen causes the platelets to stick together, and the exposure to the outside chemicals causes the fibrinogen to turn into sticky fibrin. Both the platelets and the fibrin only become sticky after the exposure. This means in a normal, healthy blood vessel, they won't randomly cause clots. So from this video, you should understand the magic of blood clotting. Platelets are first to the scene, closely followed by the fibrin fibers. Our blood clots so that we don't lose a lot of blood, and don't let lots of nasty pathogens into our body if we cut ourselves.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Comment below if you have any questions. Why not check out our FuseSchool app as well? Until next time.